Hello nerds, this is Mr. Storm, and you'll have to excuse the quality of the audio on this video. I forgot my fancy recording microphone at home, and I just need to get this video created for you because I want you to be able to have this video to guide you through. So you're just going to have to excuse the poor audio. I will try not to be such a forgetful Frederick in the future. That was a terrible joke. Please forget that I said that. All right. So today we're going to talk about we're going to make a warning sign. In this lesson up here, the layout and composition lesson, there was an example of a cool warning sign, and they talked about if it pulls up, it's taking a while. But they talk about some core concepts that you need to understand when it comes to graphic design and making things look the way you want them to look. Proximity, white space, alignment, contrast, and repetition. And these are things that you really need to understand in order to do well with graphic design. So here's a warning sign they created. In the video, they talk about why this warning sign is effective as opposed to the one, a different example. But what we want to focus on today is focal point, directional flow, rule of thirds, balance, contrast, repetition, proximity, like all these things that kind of make up good layout and composition ideas versus bad ones. So if we let's just look at this warning sign really quickly and kind of see what we're looking at. So the first thing that jumps out at you in this sign is the big caution right here. And the reason why is because it's the biggest text on the page or on the sign. It has a different color scheme than the rest of the warning sign, and it's naturally in the top left-hand corner. We here in the West, we read from left to right, top to bottom. So our eyes are kind of more naturally drawn to the top left corner of whatever it is. So you want to put your most important information usually up in the top left-hand corner. And you want to indicate that it's important, either by having a different color, using color theory to draw the eye, or typography using a different font or a bigger font, which they've done here, both of those things. And so it's really effective. The next important thing on the screen is directly below it, right? Caution, and then radiation may cause superpowers, right? So your eye naturally flows from here down to radiation and then down to may cause superpowers. And then over here, you see you have a big icon, a visual element. Now, here's the cool part about this sign. If you are standing really close to this sign, the first thing you see is the caution, radiation may cause superpowers. Then you look at the icon because we're actually paying attention to it. But peripherally, if we're not really looking at this sign, we might see the yellow, and that might cause us to kind of glance over. But the first thing we'll see is this icon. And this icon is a universal symbol that lets us know, hey, there's something here, right? This is a universal symbol for radiation. So we see the symbol, we instantly make that connection in our minds, and then we start paying attention. So then the next thing we see is caution. So that's why it's really important to think about what is the first thing they're going to see, what is the directional flow they're going to take when looking at this document, when looking at this sign. Warning signs are, it's really critical that you get it right for a warning sign, because with a warning sign, you really need someone to get the information very quickly, and you need to make sure it's absolutely clear. So let's take a stab at creating a warning sign. I'm going to open up Publisher, and we can go ahead and get started. Now, the warning sign can be any size you want. I'm going to make mine just a regular 8.5 by 11. And you can make a sign for anything you want. You can make it funny. You can make it serious. I actually don't even have a plan. I'm doing the thing you're not supposed to do. I am not planning this out before I start. You guys definitely want to have a plan before you start, but I'm just going to go ahead and freehand and see what happens. I'm going to grab a rounded corner rectangle just to make a nice big sign here. That'll be the outline for my sign. And then I'm going to change the fill, make it white, just start with white. Let's see, I'm going to change the weight on that, make it a little bit thicker so it's easier to see, maybe a little bit more. All right, cool. So that's going to be the outline of my sign. Now, I want to think about what do I want people to see first, right? Well, I'm going to put the word danger. I'm going to put it right up here at the top and make it super big, and I'm going to put a nice red background to it. Or maybe I'll make the danger the actual font, or make the actual text red. Danger. And I'll put an exclamation point because that's always an eye grabber. Make this really, really big. Try 72, and then let's find a nice a bold font that jumps out and says, "Hey, look at me." It's kind of hokey. Let's find a good one. Paris Bold. Sure, why not? And we'll make him a little bit bigger as well. So notice I'm trying to make it bigger. I want to be bigger than 72, and there are no other options down here. All we have to do is type in here what we're looking for. Oh, come on. I'm going to go 1. I got to close the menu first. Oh, come on. Really? Am I not able to make it bigger? Fine. I guess 72 will have to suffice. All right. I'm going to center it, and I will shrink that guy down. And I'm going to make the text a nice bright red. That's an eye grabber. Now, when we get into color theory, we will talk about ways to draw the eye using color. And in this case, I could use a complementary color scheme or a some kind of color scheme to draw the eye. But I'm actually just going to section this piece off, and I'll hold Shift while I'm dragging so that it snaps to a specific angle. Make that line, make it nice and thick, give it a weight of 6 so that it's consistent. And then behind here, I'm just going to fill this in with a dark gray, because that way the bright red will stand out against the dark gray. Let's go back to page design. No, insert, no. What are we doing? What do we want to do? Where's my fill? Really? It's fun whenever you can't find the exact thing you're looking for. That's not what I wanted. No background. Insert. Let's do a shape, and yeah, let's do it this way. It's not going to look pretty, and we can fix it. But let's put a nice there, and then we'll do a nice dark gray. And let's align it. Let's send it backward. Send it to the back. Send it backward. Send it backward. All right. Now, inside of this, I want to change the shape fill to be no fill, so that comes through. And then here, I actually want to change the shape, or edit the shape, sorry. I'm going to edit the shape by bringing it in just a little bit. Oh, I want to edit this shape, edit the wrap points. How do I, is it control click? Oh, come on. Get in there. Fine, whatever. I will just make this a square, I guess. This is always fun whenever you have... See, this is why planning is super important. All right, so it's a square. Yay, clap for me. So now this is the most important thing. It draws your eye. I can even probably add some icons in here on the side just to fill in the white space a little bit and make it a little bit nicer to look at, draw the eye a little bit more. But down here, let's see, put in some text. Let's insert another, and actually that's probably too dark. And it's probably drawing away from the now sometimes you want to select an item down below, but you can't because this is above. What you can do is you can just send that all the way to the back, and then when you click again you can get the new thing. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to change the fill to a lighter gray. No. Let's do the dark gray, and then let's change this text to a brighter red. Like an orangish red. Let's do a custom. Maybe a more vibrant. Try that pink. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay. So at this point, I would bring in some text. I would bring in some icons. I would try to, think about, let's separate this down the middle here. Let's draw a line. Let's insert a line right down the middle. And again, I'll hold Shift so that it goes exactly where I want it to. Let's make sure this line is nice and thick. I'm going to put another line over here as well. Let's insert a shape. Put another line right over here. And then I will make that nice and thick. Okay, let's check how much. We're about 12 minutes in. We got some time. Let's go ahead and finish this out. So, kind of stealing the idea from the warning sign that we saw over there. I'm probably gonna have a big icon over here. Let's go ahead and find one online. Let's find a cool icon, kind of like that. Let's see, warning sign icons. Sure. Okay, cool. There's some good ones here. I like the red one here. I like this guy. It kind of matches our color scheme already. Let's see what else we have. Let's see if there's some good ones in here. You know what? I'm going to use this explosive one. That one's pretty fun. But that has a bunch of watermarks in it. You can see there's watermarks back there. I don't want that. Let's see. Let's just grab one. Now here's a trick. When you're Googling for things to put in your documents, you might want to, and I spelled transparent wrong. Oh my gosh. You might want to type the word transparent in your search. That way when you look at it, if you see there's this checkered pattern behind it, that means it is a transparent object. So when you drop it into your document, it'll actually, the background will fall off. The back. You won't be able to see the background. I'm going to use the slippery thing. So I'm going to save that image. I'll put it on my desktop. Slippery. And then I will bring it in here. Let's insert picture. Go to my desktop and let's find my slippery picture, which I may have already passed it. No, I did not. We'll insert that. We will size it properly and put it where it goes. I'm actually going to change the color of my text to be the same color here, and then I'm going to put a nice outline around it. Let's try a red outline on the yellow text. And then I'll make let's see if I can make the outline a little thicker, just to make it stand out a little bit. Maybe the red outline's a little bit weird. We can try just like a darker brown. Nope, that was the wrong thing. I didn't want to change that. I wanted to change I'll just leave it like that. So danger. And then here we can put, some messages, so let's draw a text box. Floor may be wet from the tears of my enemies. Floor may be wet with the tears of my enemies. Sure, why not? It may not be grammatically correct, but it gets the message across, right? And that's the important part, right? That's the important thing. Make it nice and big. We'll do 36, and we want to center that right in the middle. And let's use the same font that we used up here, Eris Bold, and drop the font just a little bit. Okay, and then down here we can draw another text box. Please watch your step. Use the same Eris Bold. Make this nice and big. And actually looking at it, you know what we're going to do? We're going to capitalize these. So I'm going to go in and format the text box, and I'm going to go to, or not, yeah, where are we looking? Text box, text, not text box, change text, paragraph, and that's not what I was looking for either. Why can't I find what I'm looking for now? Font, that's what I'm looking for. Change it to all caps. Please watch your step. And I will change this to all caps as well, because it's a warning sign. I want people to really pay attention to what this is. I want them to see it. Danger, floor may be wet with the tears of my enemies. Please watch your step. Okay, so that's a silly warning sign, but we're paying attention to the directional flow. We're paying attention to what you're looking at first, what's next, and then over here. So, take this time, create a fun warning sign. I know I took up a lot of time, but that's what happens when you're not planning your document beforehand. It takes you a lot longer to build. But make yours look better than mine. Mine was just kind of quick, slap together thing. If you have any questions, please let me know. And again, this is a warning sign, so make sure that your words are spelled correctly. Try to make sure your grammar is correct. Try to make sure that it's ready for publication before you send it to me. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.